everyone, my name's Scott. Welcome to Planes, Trains, Everything and welcome to Florence in Italy. On this channel I like to give you value for money. You may be thinking, wow, when did that change? Haha. But today we're going to be travelling on two high-speed trains, not just one. These are the Frecciarossa trains and these are the flagship services of the Italian State Railways. We're going to be travelling on train number 1 from here, Florence to Bologna, and number 2 on to Rimini on the Adriatic coast. But first things first, we need to get to the station. It's too early to see our train on the departure board, but it's still not too late to have some breakfast. I need coffee and I need something in my stomach. That's better. Once I have a tea or a coffee in my system and a pastry or something, I'm ready to take on the world. Okay, Frecciarossa, the red arrow, and they do zip along at a good old speed, up to 300 kilometers an hour. I used a high-speed service to get here. It was the Italo service from Bologna to Florence. It only reached 200 and something kilometers an hour, didn't reach maximum speed, but I tried my famous rock and roll trick, which is to try and balance a £2 coin on the train in front of me and also invert a bottle of water. It was a classic fail. It was such a rough ride, so I'm not going to repeat the experiment this time, but I might try it again between Bologna and Rimini. Okay, we are here in Florence, just in case you were wondering, and I'm just wasting time for the train. It's not appearing on the departure board yet, but it's still, with 30 minutes to go, still a bit early. They like to leave things to the last moment here in Italy. Okay, I'll see you when we get on board the Frecciarossa. Okay, train 8502 to Bolzano, platform 9. I'll explain later why I ended up with a table of 4 seat.
È giusto che l'aumento i livelli, perché sennò...
When these trains approach full capacity, luggage storage becomes an issue. On the train from Florence to Bologna, one of the 4 seats was an impromptu bag and jacket storage area as the overhead rack was full to capacity. Wow, that journey was horrendous. Fortunately it was only for about 35 minutes, but when you book these seats online, you can either request an aisle seat or a window seat, but you can't avoid a seat of 4 with a table, and I'll tell you, there is zero leg room. Fortunately the guy in front of me was sitting with his legs wide apart, so at least there was some space for my feet. Otherwise it would have been a total battle for any leg room. The actual leg support, the table support leg, was actually right against my knee. There was absolutely no room. In fact, I was going to do a toilet tour, but I couldn't get out because everyone's legs were in the way. That was not a good journey. I did not enjoy that. That was row 11. Now the next train, which is on the Rimini, is row 16, and I think that's a set of 2 seats, forward or rear facing. Let's hope. Whew. Right, train to Rimini. I have absolutely no idea where I'm going. Bologna Central is an absolute rabbit warren. train 8803 heading through to Barry, platform 6, running 10 minutes late. Bologna has 3 types of platforms, some with the same numbers: normal platforms, west platforms and east platforms. So if you leave from platform 4, for example, it could be of one of 3 different parts of the station, all with the same platform number. Well, against all odds, I found platform 6. Wow, the signage here is a nightmare, and I'm not a fan of Bologna Central. It's on 4 levels and it's all over the place. I think Berlin Hauptbahnhof is on 4 levels as well, but they're pretty efficient. Here it's kind of all over the place. Right, nothing on the departure board for platform 6. Okay, there's nothing on the departure board, and that's because our train's now running 20 minutes late. Frecciarossa, you're not living up to your reputation. Or maybe you are, I'm not quite sure. Yes, so just in case you couldn't hear what I was saying down on the platform, that journey from Florence to Bologna was a nightmare. Absolutely 0 legroom. The guy in front fortunately was sitting with his legs wide open, which gave me a bit of space for my feet. Otherwise there would have been no space whatsoever. The table support was right against my knee. It's as if they'd sacrificed an inch here, an inch there, and put in an extra row of seats. It was not a comfortable journey. Next time, note to self, maybe travel in business class. I am hoping that the next journey down to Rimini is a little better, because it is row 16, and as far as I could see on that train set anyway, it was individual or 2 seats, twin seats. So we shall see. For some reason my GoPro went a bit berserk, so I missed the arrival shot. Wouldn't you know it, it's a table seat again, and it's absolutely packed in there. No chance of me doing my rock and roll test. I might just stand in the vestibule because it's only for about an hour or so. Shall we do the rock and roll test? So what did I think of Frecciarossa? To be honest, a little bit disappointed. When I entered that train at Bologna and discovered it was another shared table with 4 seats, my heart just sunk. And I thought, 45 minutes of battling for legroom again? No. Maybe if you wanted to sit there, look out the window, close your eyes, listen to music, that might work. But I'm a YouTuber, I've got things to do. I need to film out the window, I need to try the rock and roll test. Imagine doing that on a shared table in front of strangers. They'd think I was crazy. I am crazy, but I don't need strangers confirming it. And also I needed to do a toilet tour. I didn't have a chance to do that between Florence and Bologna, so I needed to do it on this occasion. What a pokey little toilet. Wow, it's not that much bigger than an aircraft toilet. I mean, I always think of a toilet as being the ones you might find on ScotRail, on LNER, on Avanti. You can swing a cat in those toilets, but in there, no. Everything seems to be a couple of inches cut away here, a couple of inches cut away there, just so they could squeeze in more seats. So the moral of the story is, if I'm going to use Frecciarossa again, I don't think I'll be using standard class, unless of course there is a way you can avoid these shared seats. Otherwise, I might have to go premium, I might have to go business class. Anyway guys, thanks so much for coming along on this little trip of discovery, and I'll see you next time. I've since discovered there is a way you can request twin seats on board instead of a table of 4. When you click on your preferred service, there's a little button to slide and a smaller See Costs link. This will cost €2. Now I know. I booked both trains in the one transaction and so only had one chance to see this option, and I missed it. As it's a way for Trenitalia to increase revenue, perhaps it should be a little more obvious? I was looking at a standard seat plan and around half of the seats seem to be around a table of 4, so look out for that next time.